Hello, everyone, and welcome to the studio tour. It is 2018, and I'm going to give you a brief overview of the equipment that I'm using currently. And let's get started. So, what we have here is a door to come into the room. It's a small room, it's about 12 by 7.5. And this is the door when you come in. I have a whole bunch of hats there, as you can see. And let me give you an overview of the room. All right, so let's get started. So first of all, we have some RLX here on the walls. I am going to write down in the screen the name of these panels, as well as all the equipment that I'm using. So as you can see, I have some bass straps here on the top, and I have a London 8 kit. I believe it's the 8 because this is a small room. I have some more RLX there in the corners. This is the rear of the room. I have a music stand. You could always use a music stand. I have an extra chair for anybody that wants to come record. I have a tiny couch here. It's like the thinking chair. All right, so what else we have here? We have some more RLX in the walls. This is from the same kit that is in the corners. It's just placed a little different. I also have some on top. Okay, so let me give you an overview of the room on top as well. So, as you can see here, we have a mic stand, which is an ultimate mic stand, and it has wheels. Pretty handy. And right now, I have a Shure SM7B. I usually use this microphone. I just leave it there, just in case I have to do some scratch vocals or anything like that. Okay, here we have a headphone amplifier, which I had for like, Jesus, maybe 20 years. It is a Samson, and it's still working, still kicking. As you can see, I have some cable management, and I am running Mogami cables. And I also have a snake, 8-channel snake there, just in case I need more inputs. As far as cable management goes, I have those GA ducts that I got from Amazon, and they run all the way to the back of the desk. All right, so as you can see here, I have part of the London 8 kit from, what's the name of the company? I'll place the name below. You can see I have some more bass straps over here, as well as RLX in the back of the room. There is a window back there, so I had to cover it. And here we have another bass strap near the top, and some more cable management. Here I just basically have cables for like guitars and basses. And there's also a headphone there, which is the direct sound headphones, the EX29s. They're very good. I have a couple of those. Air conditioning unit. Okay, we have some more of the London 8 kit on this side, you know, covering the direct reflections from the speakers. Okay, below here I have a file cabinet and music stands, of course, not music stands, or mic stands, just in case I need to record several instruments, whether it be drums or anything like that. Okay, have some more RLX here, and also the top again. So we have this bench over here, which is handy because I have stuff in here. This is where I usually keep my microphones. And as far as microphone goes, I have, those are two AKG C414s. And I also have this baby right here. $197. But you know, at first I used to think, oh man, why is this microphone so expensive? But I don't regret buying it, I'll tell you that much. It is a great microphone to own if you can afford it. All right, so moving on, we have here, it's some old equipment, which is the MPC 500, which I've done some videos here in Spanish, and those videos have done pretty well. There's also a Zoom R8, which I hardly use. I just got it because it was like a deal type of thing. In this file cabinet, I have some video equipment, so I have some other microphones. Now we'll be talking about microphones. In this case, I have a whole bunch of 57s and 58s. I have an MPC 2500 back there, which I hardly use. And here I have the Audix microphones, the drum set, the 5 beats, because usually for overheads I use the C414s. So let's see what else. This is the rear of the room. Here I have some people that I've worked with. Of course, I have my son here. I'm gonna take this up. All right. Now let's get to the desk. This desk, it's a Pro Rack 61, I believe it is. I'll write the name down. And I have a sub down there. It's a PreSonus. And what made me side with this particular sub is that it has a switch, which you can see here. So I could turn the sub off and on. And usually I will mix just with the speakers, and then I'll throw that one in towards the end of the mix just to make sure that I'm not running anything too loud in the bottom end of the spectrum. All right, so now that we're talking about speakers, I have the Folk House Solo 6s. These are very good speakers. I mean, I was mixing with noise speakers for like the last 18 years or so, and they were okay. I was used to them, but I decided to get an upgrade, and I'm still getting used to these speakers, but they do sound very good. Okay, what else we have here? As far as a computer, I do have a Mac Pro trash can, which I got a couple of years ago. Yes, they are expensive, but it's working good for me. Here we have dual monitors. The top one is a 22-inch. Nothing special here, just regular brand Hans G monitor. And the one below is a 24-inch. And I had to go with placing them this way because, as you can see, I don't have a lot of real estate when it comes to the table. I mean, this is a large table, don't get me wrong, but I decided to put the speakers on the table and not in separate stands, which I do have separate stands with the monitors, but I needed the room. As you can see back here, I have some keyboards. Back there I have an 88 key Yamaha CP33, which I use for gigging sometimes. I also have a Quark M1 among other keyboards that I have in another room. Well, let's move on. So here I have some basses, nothing fancy. This bass right here belongs to a friend of mine, and I want to do some repairs on it because I love the style of this bass. It's like a Les Paul type of body, 4-string. And this is what I usually play with. It is a Honor bass, 5-string. It is a neck through, and it sounds okay. Definitely sounds way different than a humbucker bass. So I kind of like it because it just sounds different. And some sounds being different it's good. So moving on to the table here, I do have several hard drives, which you cannot see because they are below the mixing desk over here. So you cannot see them. But I have just about 3 of these drives. All right, what else we have here? We have, well, first of all, this one right here. This is a hose, like a patch bait, and I'm not currently using it. I was using it before when I used to run a 002 system, and it was great because I was able to plug the microphones directly in here, and also other equipment. But I'm no longer using that. We also have a power conditioner underneath. You know, your standard 8 outlet power distributor. Here is the Akai MPD32, and I actually got this at the Guitar Center because they were trying to get rid of it. It was the floor model, so I got it for a very good price. And I haven't regretted getting it because I'm using it for a reason, to trigger samples and stuff like that, and it's been pretty cool. I actually like it. What else we have as far as controllers? Well, I have right here, this is a Korg Kronos 61, and I'm a Korg guy. I love Korg. In my opinion, they have the best sequencer out of all the major keyboard, or should I say workstations. Sound, well, that's all subjective. Some people love Yamaha. I respect them. I think Yamaha is great. I do have a Yamaha. Like I said before, I love it. But when it comes to sequencing, I believe, in my opinion, that this is great. It's way better. It has 16 audio tracks. So if I was to just stay with one piece of equipment out of this whole room to keep working, I would choose this keyboard, because it has 16 MIDI tracks and 16 audio tracks, so you can get some work done in there. Mixing a song in it, I don't know, but at least you could get some work done. All right. Okay, so moving on. As far as the interfaces go, I'm running a UAD system. As you can see, I have a UAD Apollo 8. You cannot see the Apollo 8 because it's behind there, but it is an 8, and the bottom one is it's a quad. It's the equivalent of the regular 8, but it's a quad, which I am going to sell because I no longer need it since I have the AP. And as far as UAD power, I also got these stuff recently, an octa-cord satellite, which I am going to install. And headphones. I also have these AKG K271 MK2s, and I love them. They're great. I think I'm gonna order another set of these because I had a vocalist recording here, and he felt more comfortable using these than the EX29s because of the frequency range. But that's all subjective. Like, I've done recordings with the EX29s and I feel quite comfortable with them. But it's good to have just a different set for preference. Some people like all the headphones. All right, so nothing major here, standard tuner. And here we have my control surface. This is a Avid S3, which, you know, some people think that it's way overpriced. I wouldn't say it's overpriced. I believe it's a good piece of equipment. I've been using it now for about 5 or 6 months, and I have learned to like it very much. One of the things that I love the most about it is you have this 32 encoders over here on top, which allows me to set up, for instance, all my compressors on top, my compressor, and all my EQ in the bottom here. So I can just move from track to track, and automatically it'll change. Let's say if I want to EQ the piano here in the compressor, and then I move to the bass down here, press select, and then I have the settings for the bass. So mixing becomes easier. Of course, there's a learning curve, just like everything, so it takes a little bit of time adjusting. So I think that's it as far as the studio tour. Any questions or comments, feel free to contact me, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Signing off, Descarga Musical.